Hello to another episode of Tech Talk, and we always try to have interesting guests on our show. And today, I'd like to introduce my new friend Phil. Hi, how are
Jürgen,
you?
very well. How are you?
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And with what organization are you?
I'm with Youth Guidance, the
Youth
Executive
Guidance.
Director of Youth Guidance. Yes,
Wow,
sir.
amazing. And so, in our show, we always talk about technology, obviously, but also technology is a big thing for almost everybody nowadays in organizations and business. So we'll talk about that. But first of all, what do you guys do?
So, Youth Guidance is a nonprofit organization started in 1973. We serve Indian River County children, teenagers, and young adults. We serve ages 6 all the way up to 24. And we really provide after-school programs, summer camp, healthy meals, every day, free of charge. So we really focus on 3 core areas: academic enrichment, life skills, and vocational training. So whenever a student comes to us, typically they start with homework help from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Then we serve dinner from 5 to 5:30, and then from 5:30 to 7:30 we do things like we do STEM, so science, technology, engineering, math, of course. Things like financial literacy, gardening, cooking and culinary arts, basic coding, web development, just to ignite some interest within our kids to pursue these fields as career paths. And then I do want to mention, for older students ages 17 to 24, we offer a state-registered pre-apprenticeship program, and that introduces our students to 5 trades: HVAC, welding, plumbing, carpentry, and electric. They do get certifications for completing the course, and the goal there is to get our kids ready for careers in the trade sector, which is very in demand, especially in South Florida.
Wow, that's a really, really great cause. I mean, I was not too familiar with your program, but now that you explained it to me, that's really cool.
Thank you. We've been around for 50 years, and just serving Indian River County, though. We are an Indian River County organization, and we always will be.
Right.
So it's great to introduce people to what we do, and we have grown quite a bit within the last year. Well, 3 or 4 years especially. So
yeah, so has Vero Beach, obviously.
yes,
And,
absolutely.
I actually went to high school in Vero Beach in 1994.
Wow.
Graduated, yeah.
Very cool.
So I feel very connected to the town, and I want to introduce more people to what's going on in downtown. That's why I have you on.
Thank you.
It's a really interesting cause there.
And speaking of Vero Beach High School, we've got a great relationship with them. We actually run our pre-apprenticeship program at the high school.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not sure if they had this when you went, but they have a huge automobile repair class.
That's true.
They do some different things, especially within nursing. And they have a very good, solid CTE program, Career Technical Education program. And what we do is we really supplement that and get kids interested in that, and then try to get them into Treasure Coast Technical College, Indian River State College, or a registered apprenticeship program with our partners, Florida Training Services. They work quite a bit around the state of Florida with apprenticeships.
Right, cool. And you also mentioned something earlier about in my field area. So you also offer coding classes?
We do. We do intro to coding, and it's really cool. The kids, they actually design their own little games, and they learn the basics.
Okay.
This is for ages 10 to 12, but really it's starting from square one. And what they do is they stitch the code together to create a basic game, whether it's flying a dragon through an obstacle course and shooting fireballs, and to more in-depth games. But really, we have a coding competition. So whatever kid, whoever makes the best game wins a little prize. But it's really just a way of making it exciting for the kids.
Getting them excited into that career, right?
Yes.
The coding career. Right.
Yes, sir. And then we partner with Launch Life International as well. They are, it's actually made possible through one of our board members. They have a program called Engineering for Kids, and it's run actually globally around the world. And fortunately, we get access to this because we have a great relationship. And that really provides lessons like that supplement the coding and the technology. So we're doing aerospace engineering this semester. Kids are learning about rocket propulsion with
That's
basic lessons, right?
Yeah.
But they apply to more advanced concepts, and that's sort of the idea, is introducing our kids to these types of things.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I think that's a great cause. I mean, just like, we're always looking for good technicians, and, education definitely in technology is so important nowadays. It's just going to get more and more complicated. Now we hear about AI, artificial technology, intelligence, taking over jobs and stuff like that, but also that's going to create more jobs in the future. So we have to be ready for that. So
Absolutely, and we have to know how to address challenges that presents, right? If your technology is responsible for running something, whether it's a welding machine, somebody's going to have to be there to diagnose that. So there's a lot of pros with AI, but you're right. I think it'll create some more jobs. And,
exactly, yeah.
I like to see the positive in things. I know
Yeah.
it's going to drastically change everything we see, but we're already using within our organization, here and there, we're dabbling in AI, but it's
Right.
nothing, just to, right now it's almost more of a fun thing to do, rather than a serious but I know large
Okay.
companies are using it
Oh,
quite
yeah.
frequently.
Yeah, we just had a talk about that in the book of Return. We talked about AI and cybersecurity, how that market is changing a lot.
Yes.
But AI is going to be. Some people are scared of it, some are not. But I think it's just going to be an additional tool to help us during the day.
Yeah.
It's not something that's going to dramatically change everything. It's just like having check spelling on your computer, because now you can check spell on your machine.
Right. And so how do you see it changing? For instance, like web development. Do you see AI taking over that career path? Or?
The monotone work, like when there's something like really boring kind of work, repetitive, probably. But when it comes to designing something, no, that's not going to take that away. But you can nowadays we have AI systems that can start creating websites. But of course, they don't look that good. So you still have to have somebody looking over it and making it proper.
Yes.
But it's going to get better all the time. We see the impact of AI basically in the office workspace, of being able to tell AI system to listening in on a meeting when you don't have time and give you the key points. It will do that already. It will allow you to have one program talking to the other program that normally weren't designed to talk to each other, and having a kind of like your own personal assistant sitting on your shoulder. So it's really cool technology.
Yes, I think it's great.
Yeah.
And it's something too. Our kids, I mean, the kids we serve really are so technologically apt. I mean,
Right.
they
Yeah.
understand what they're doing sometimes more than we do, and
Yeah.
it's really interesting to see how that's.
It's really
that's
this is
progressing.
great. I think how schools are using technology to get kids into school and keep their grades up too. Just to tell a little story right now, I was just at the new technology center in the Sebastian River High School.
Yes.
Have you been there?
I have not yet, but I have it on my list to go there.
Yeah, they
Yep.
actually have a grand opening the next Wednesday, I believe, at 6 o'clock, and they actually have a program there for esports gaming,
Yes.
which is really cool.
I think it is too. I mean, it's something that you don't think about, but a huge market, really, for anybody to get
Yeah.
into. And imagine, I mean, it's not just the people playing the games.
Right.
There's stadiums that are devoted just to
Exactly.
esports, and it's really a neat thing.
And it's nice because instead of having the kids, just being bored sitting at home, or the loners don't interact with anybody, they can come to school and work, be working there with other kids, playing the games and getting into technology too. It's a really cool prop.
I think so too. I really do. And while that's not an area we focus too much on at Youth Guidance, I understand that it's such a better option than just sitting at home, and that's what we don't
Right.
want our kids to do.
Exactly.
Is just not have something to look forward to, not have something that they enjoy doing that really gets them excited. That's something productive and could lead to something
Right.
greater down the road.
Right.
And esports, I mean, had you asked me that 5-10 years ago, I would just say, well, that's a hobby.
Exactly.
But it's,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, even
Not
10
anymore.
years ago, it wasn't. I mean,
Right.
it's just sort of this thing that's just getting bigger
Well,
and bigger.
now with YouTube and TikTok and all these channels out there, it's got so popular.
Yes, and again, I just think technology is one of those things too. In moderation, it's great, but
Right.
we have seen technology also become something that kids may spend too much time on.
Right.
Adults may spend too much time on. I don't think that's a question.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
just there's a balance in everything, and that in particular, it's just I can feel myself when I've spent too much time on YouTube or scrolling through something, or just it's just I start to get tired, and then I go,
Right.
okay, what am I doing here?
Right.
There's a difference between doing something productive with technology and using it as sort of a time filling a gap.
Waste of time, right? Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta stimulate your brain cells with something, right?
Yes, yeah, and it's just the technology does that, but it can also have the opposite effect.
Exactly, definitely. And I'm so glad you guys are also focusing on education for like hands-on jobs, right?
Yes.
That's very important.
Absolutely. So, I mean, there is a huge need in the trade sector in Indian River County, and I'm sure it's the case all over the Treasure
Everywhere.
Coast,
Right.
everywhere. But you know, the average trade, demands the wage is approximately $55,000 to $60,000 a year, and that's the average wage of a tradesperson in Indian River County is $55,000. So if you think about that, I mean that's a living wage. And as far as our students, okay, if they may not be going to college, not all of them. So what is a viable career path? And this is one of those things that, well, if you look at the job market and you look at the construction going on and you look at the need for plumbers, electricians, carpenters, I mean, it's
Oh yeah, car mechanics. I
it-
mean, this is so important.
it is, and so we are working to fill that gap with these programs.
Really, really cool.
Yes, and I do too want to mention our goal is not to just send these kids off and have have them work at an employer who's not going to invest in them. I mean, we want to pair them with an employer who is going to pay for them to attend a registered apprenticeship, which basically means after work they're going to school at night, they're working towards getting their journeyman's certificate, and their income potential rises substantially after that.
Right.
But we're thinking long term with these
Good.
students, and so far we've had great success with that.
Good. I mean, unofficially at ACT, we've been around for a long time, 28 years.
Very
And
cool.
yeah, thank you. And we've always had, every year we had interns in our store, but nobody really knows about that. So I'm trying to get that more formalized, so we actually have, at least 2, 3 interns in the shop every year teaching about technology.
We would love to partner with you on that because we have students who are interested in technology, and I've mentioned this partnership with Launch Life International before.
Okay.
They actually have a baseline certification program that they're going to give us access to for computer programming and that sort of thing.
Right.
So if we can give you a student who's not only has an interest in this type of field, but also has some baseline experience so that you're not having to do 100% of the training.
Right.
That would be our goal there, but we would love to
Yeah.
to talk with you
We'll
further
talk about that. Yeah. I mean, in IT, just like anything else, in a car mechanic or other jobs, you need to have a skill as a detective skill. Once you have that, that skill of finding the problem and resolving the problem, then you're on your way. Really.
Yes.
And it's just after that, it's just knowledge and experience.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's daunting to a lot of people who aren't familiar with those types of fields and what they entail, and just it's kind of baffling even to me to see a bunch of code and understand how that makes something like a website. But I mean, I've done some basic web design.
Oh, wow.
But nothing.
Cool.
No, nothing like. Yeah, I'm talking about like drag and drop and things like that. We're not. Yeah, not HTML and even those types of things. That's a whole other language.
Yeah.
But there are kids, and we've seen them who just naturally have an ability to grasp those things quickly. And I think we're seeing more of that just because of their comfort level with technology.
Nice. And how do you guys support this organization?
Yes,
How do you do
so
that?
funding for youth guidance really comes primarily from local funders in Indian River County. So we're talking local family foundations, grants. We do receive a grant from the county. Individuals, we do several special events. But we've been in the community for 50 years. We are very entrenched in the local space, Indian River County. So just that's primarily local dollars, and
Right.
that's how it's always been. We are looking always for funding as we expand. We did just complete a capital campaign, fundraising for the capital campaign, I should say. We still have to complete the project, but we are going to renovate our building. It's 8,600 square feet right in downtown Vero Beach, the former library. We purchased it from the county in 2017, so the new renovated building will have a full workshop for vocational training. We'll have a teaching kitchen for culinary arts. We will have an updated computer lab, which we'll talk to you about that, for these types of skills, computer skills, basic web development, and even homework help. I mean, that so much of that is done now on the computer. And also just some multi-purpose rooms so we can continue our life skills. We do, again, things like financial literacy, sewing, gardening, and things of that nature, and then the art projects.
Right,
all that.
right. So that's through your website, right? They can find more information.
They can. Our website is youthguidanceprogram.org.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, so you guys looking for donations, obviously, to support this cool program, right?
Yes, I mean we serve right now this last fiscal year we served 186 students. Wow. So this renovation will allow us to serve upwards of 300, which is fantastic. That's quite a bit of growth. But any given day we see about 50 to 60 students. And so it's a free program. We do serve meals too as well. But yeah, if anybody wants to make a contribution or get involved as a volunteer, we're always looking for volunteers. Wow. You know, the best way to do that would be go to our website at youthguidanceprogram.org.
Right, wonderful. So you need technology at the center, right?
We do. So we are looking at outfitting a computer lab.
Good.
We are looking at basically the server situation, how that would work. Things a little bit above my head, to be honest with you, in terms of exact. But yes, we will need a technology lab, and we are looking into VR as well. So not just as an exploratory tool.
Virtual reality.
You got it. Yes.
We actually have 2 headsets at ACT.
Well, I would love to go and check them out. I've done it. You know, there are agencies now that are using it as a career tool, a career exploration tool, and really that's the direction we're going toward. Is okay. You know, if we can't actually have you guys know what it's like to be an airline pilot because we lack the resources to get you up in a plane, how can we use virtual reality to stimulate what that would be?
Exactly.
And I think that's where the tool will be, you know, a powerful thing for our kids. In addition to the games and things like that. But really, I mean,
the simulation.
That's an incredible thing.
It's amazing. Like if you for an airline pilot, or you're trying to train now with VR headset, you can sit in a cockpit of a 747. You can use all the switches. It's like being there. You're surrounded with sound and. I've seen them with Flight Simulator 2020 right now. It looks photorealistic. And
that's incredible. And I just, the potential is so amazing too, because, you know, VR, it just seems to be advancing so quickly. Yeah. I mean, every year, you know, I know they're coming out with the new headset in, I think this fall, actually, but, you know, it's going to, I know they usually have the controllers in your hands for the VR, but this one apparently
all hands-free.
Hands-free. So just, I can't imagine, even in 5 years, what this technology is going to be like. But I just think it's necessary, especially as we renovate, you know, to bring this building up to the 21st century. Let's get the technology in there. That's going to benefit the kids.
Well, I would definitely suggest you support this organization. It's a really great cause. And I'm going to do the first step, and I'm going to say I'm going to donate a notebook to you guys today. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Very much.
I'll set that up for you.
Jürgen, we appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That's amazing, and it will be used every day. I guarantee it. So thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So we're getting to the end of our show, and I'd like to thank you again for being here.
Jürgen,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. And one little spiel about ACT right now. Tomorrow, which you'll hopefully be watching the show today, it's Veterans Day.
Yes, it is.
And tomorrow we're having a nice sale at ACT Computers. And we build custom gaming machines. They'll be $100 off. Be $50 off any refurbished computers. And we also, tomorrow we'll offer on Saturday, free diagnostic. And we also print 3D things. So if you have a kit, bring it by. We're giving out little 3D printed toys.
Wow.
Okay, really cool.
I love that. We have actually 2 3D printers at Youth Guides. They're really the basic ones, the basic filament and things like that. So I'd love to check out and see what you guys have here. And let's see. Yeah, we're always looking for volunteers too to help with
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Exactly, volunteers.
Yes, those are, 3D printing for somebody who's never 3D printed before is not an easy thing. So,
Good career too.
absolutely.
Well, again, thank you so much for being here.
Jurgen, I can't thank you enough, and thanks to all you do for the community.
Thank you
Appreciate
so.
that.
Thanks so much. Bye bye. Till next time.